Hello, everyone. Welcome to VintageBoothPro.com. My name is Crystal, and I have started this channel about a year ago to help other owners learn what is selling in the antique mall world because it's kind of hard to figure that out unless you've been in the industry for a while. So, this channel is all about learning what's sold, learning some tips and tricks to help you increase your booth sales. Now, I totally appreciate if you subscribe and like this video and become a member of the community here on YouTube. But we also have a community over on Facebook where I post daily sales updates and just a lot of other fun things from the Vintage Booth Pro community. So I will leave the link in the description below, or just head over to Facebook and type in Vintage Booth Pro community. So one thing I like to do is have other group members share what they have sold in that previous month that's over $50. Because one of the things you'll learn is that smalls really sell a lot more often than bigger items do. So we really want to, if you want to increase your sales, have a lot of over $50 items. That will just really help improve your bottom line and your revenue overall. So while you should balance it out with a lot of smalls, consider having a lot of medium and large items as well. And you'll just see an improvement on your sales. So our wonderful, amazing group members have shared what they sold, and I will share any details that they included, which might be where they're located, where they found the item, and how much it sold for in the end. So let's get going. First of all, Smith & Co. Vintage in Marietta, Ohio, sold this Fenton Hurricane lamp. It's a rare hand-painted Christmas expectations in this style lamp, $179.99. I don't know how much they found it for, but that is a pretty amazing sale. This was a free curbside find, and this is the before picture. So this is a wardrobe redo, before and after pictures. Okay, so got this for free. And Smith & Co. Vintage in Marietta, Ohio, they have shared what they put on the inside of this, which made everyone else want to go purchase it, and a lot of us did, because wait till you see the final, the inside of this. It's a super unique mushroom. I don't know if it's like wallpaper, the pill and stick, I think, just really makes that pop, really makes it super unique, and it sold for $139.99. So that is a great before and after there. I love that. Oh, I love finding these. I've only ever found one. Printer's Drawer paid $20, sold for $75 at Elm Street Vintage Marketplace in Fort Collins, Colorado. Sold this faux Norfolk pine tree with added ribbon for $59.99. Not a vintage item, which, just a side note, not all of us are exclusively vintage. Anyways, paid $24 for it last January. And this is CR Florist Designs in Livonia, Michigan. So that's a great thing. And this is the time of year to be looking around for those after Christmas sales that we can grab and hang on until the next holiday season. So sold both of these stools, small $49.99, large $89.99. Both were purchased from a neighbor who was moving for $30. And this is the same booth, CR Florist Designs in Livonia, Michigan. Paid $29.88 for this 30-inch trumpet bass at a local auction house and sold while on sale for $100. Was priced for $125. This is Vintage Meets Mod, space 275, located in Lakeland Antique Mall in Lakeland, Florida. That is beautiful and a great sale. Oh, I love this Santa. Paid $16.59 for this Thomas Piconi trio at a local estate sale. A couple were looking through my booth right after I put them out. They offered me $100. I had the price at $122 and I accepted. How lucky are those people that they saw you while you just put it out? And pretty great sale. I will take that anytime. And of course, always making those deals. Purchased this Heredities Cold cast bronze slash resin otter with kits figurine by C. Williams at a local estate sale. Purchased for $7.46 and sold for $58. And this is Vintage Meets Mod in Lakeland, Florida. That's really super cool. Oh, and one detail that I didn't notice before is your price tag, how it has all those details. And that really helps the buyers to understand what it is they're buying, who's it, what artist is it buying, that sort of thing. So that is a great thing to take from this. Write as many details as you can on those sales tags. Purchased this Gone with the Wind style lamp with a pear design at a local auction house for $20.91. Made a deal with a customer while I was working my booth for $55, originally priced at $80. I sold its sister about a year ago and was ready to move on from it, and I totally get that. So this is another one where they were in their booth and the customer asked them for a deal. So that is really pretty cool. I paid $10 for this cabinet, Austin Powers not included, and sold it for $100. Just cleaned it up and staged it as a bar. Absolutely. Booth 133 at Shops by the Lake in Painesville, Ohio. So it's really a very unique, looks like definite vintage cabinet, but also that Austin Powers. How fun is that? Great sale. I had two sales over $50 in November. The first one was this vintage apothecary chest of drawers. I picked it up for free in an abandoned house clean out. I gave it a really good cleaning and flipped it for $289 thanks to Facebook Marketplace. The second sale was this pair of art. Oh, I'm going to do that one on the next slide. So let me go back to this one. First of all, how incredible is this find to find this in an abandoned house? I should say this is at Glass, Brass, and Vintage Sass. Love that name. At Lovejoy Collectibles in Harrison, Arkansas. So super cool, and that's a great sale. So I will go to the next one that I accidentally started. The second sale was this pair of Art Nouveau style lamps. I paid $30 for the pair, and I sold them in the booth the same day for $80. I'm at Lovejoy Collectibles in Harrison, Arkansas. I have two booths labeled number 4. My company name is Glass, Brass, and Vintage Sass. Thank you. And thank you for submitting this. Those are just incredible. I can't believe you found them for $30. That is beautiful. Next up is I sold one of these angels for $95, just one of them. Just waiting for a buyer for the second one, paid $29 each. My booth is at Heritage USA in Sisters, Oregon. Pretty amazing sale. I had a few in November, booth number 21 in Old Wagon Antique Mall, North Glen, Colorado. First was this Hager Circle of Love piece. Paid $25 and sold for $84.95. That is beautiful. Second was several pieces that became one sale to a single buyer. All these buyer's choice pieces, 9 total. Paid about $25 for them, for all of them, and sold for $126.53. That's super unique and awesome sale. And this again was booth 21, Old Wagon Antique Mall in North Glen, Colorado. This L.E. Smith Dragon Tooth pitcher paid $20 and sold for $95.96. I would be so scared to pick this up because I would definitely break it immediately. But that is so unique. I love it. Last but not least, this Gibson Glass Vaseline Cruet. How do you say that? Cruet or Cruet? Paid $8 and sold for $79.96. That's incredible. And definitely keep that in that case so people can't be touching it and picking it up. That's an awesome sale. And again, this is booth 21, Old Wagon Antique Mall in North Glen, Colorado. Sold these 3 galvanized trees for $50. Luckily, I work estate sales part-time, so I paid $0 for them. My booth is the Painted Porch located at Prestige Creative Markets and Nursery. I would be in so much trouble if I worked for an estate sale company. That is really cool. And the fact that you got it for free, that's awesome. Got this FP nightstand for free. Totally refinished it. Sold for $84.95 at Fox Antique Mall in Cleburne, Texas. I absolutely love it. I love the color. I love the style of the little cabinet and great sale there. The black mantle sold for $600, paid $100. This is at the chicken coop in Branson, Missouri. So that is a really awesome sale. Paid $10, sold for $125. Booth name Recreations, located at Merchant Square in Independence, Missouri. That is really beautiful. I might have to purchase that on my own. That is beautiful. These two agate tables paid $1 for the two, and they sold for $200. Slow month, so this helped a lot. Same with November being kind of slow. December, luckily, has been pretty awesome, but November was slow. I would have taken this sale for sure. That is awesome. Really unique tables. Two oval side tables paid 100 and I'm sorry, sold for 160, paid 28. November, I had great sales, but unfortunately my location's last day for sales was 11:30 due to the owner retiring. I ran a 20% off everything now to find a new venue. The location was the Cremettes Emporium in Norwalk, Ohio. Those are really stunning. This glass top table with quilt sold for $75. I underpriced it and it sold before I could return the next day to change the price. Live and learn, and don't we all? My booth is Red Hair Vintage, located in Painted Tree in Cary, North Carolina. Really beautiful. This green leather top table for $65. Love to Pieces Vintage and Heritage Mill Antique and Designer Mall in Gastonia, North Carolina. By the way, I paid nothing. So, yep, that's pretty awesome. And it's a really beautiful table. Gold mirror, you can see it circled here, sold for $75. I paid 10. And this is Love to Pieces Vintage, Heritage Mill Antique and Designer Mall in Gastonia, North Carolina. Mirrors are awesome. People are always looking for them to upgrade their look or, upgrade their space. So I always pick up mirrors. I have way too many. Hall Tree mirror sold for 60. I paid 20. That's beautiful, super unique. And this again is Love to Pieces Vintage, Heritage Mill Antique and Designer Mall in Gastonia, North Carolina. Cute little table for $65. I think I paid 20. A&F Vintage in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Awesome sale. This trolley fare box, probably 1930s, paid $50, sold for 200. A&F Vintage in Albuquerque. I've had a good week. I would say so. That is awesome. This desk with hutch I refurbished for $145. I paid $25 for it. Booth name is Linda Lou's, located at Key Pieces in Hobbs, New Mexico. Beautiful. That is so dainty. I just love it. This Japanese garden bench sold for $250. Paducah Antique Mall in Paducah, Kentucky. Hard Money Road Vintage. Beautiful. That is just stunning. I would love to know how much you paid for it because that is an awesome sale. Red chair bought for 20 and sold for 95. Set of Christmas dishes bought for 30 and sold for 85 at Purvis Antique Mall at the Lucky Rabbit, Purvis, Mississippi. Christmas time, the holidays, people are always looking for some special dishes and extra seating, of course, and that is stunning. Two matching German matchstick sheep for $100. The two middle sheep. Don't remember what I paid, but likely part of a larger set. Booth number 2 in Tryon, North Carolina. Super cute. I probably would have passed those by. That is just really unique. Pair of new wreaths, I added ribbons for $50. Paid $16 last year. Did well last month, but over 80% of sales were smalls. The no-name booth, number 2, Tryon Antique Ball and Marketplace, Tryon, North Carolina. Beautiful. I love the ribbon too. That makes a little nice something extra. Just sold this big old wooden goose to a happy customer, paid $50, sold for $119. Willow Tree Antiques and Primitives at the Homestead Antiques and Old Time Market in Campbellsburg, Kentucky. Having a good month. Really cool. That is, I wonder how big it is. I did forget to ask for dimensions. I said I was going to last time, but things just get crazy. But it is a big old goose, and I can really tell that. That's an awesome sale. Dresser I got for free, paid $30 in hardware and paint into, or put $30 in hardware and paint into it, and sold for $175. Price for a quick sale, and it worked. Archive Vintage inside Red Bluff Trading Post in Red Bluff, California. That's beautiful. We have several items at $50, so not going to list all those. Got our two biggest sales for November here. The Palm aluminum tree with box, $195. It was in a lot box, purchased at auction for $2. Are you serious? Booth 261 at Louisville Vintage, North Carolina. Ah, that's awesome. Another item, large light up musical church and box sold for $100. Purchased at an auction for $5. Booth 261 at Louisville Vintage, North Carolina. Really cool. And of course, it makes sense at Christmas time, but Christmas sells year round. So that is an awesome sale. Congratulations. I had two sales over 50 in November. Metal wall decor. I paid 10. Sold for $55, and a chest of drawers I paid 15 at a garage sale, repainted and sold for $100. My booths are at Great Lakes Antiques Boutique in Antioch, Illinois, and Grays Lake, Illinois. So this must be the metal wall decor for $50 that was sold. And here is the chest of drawers where she paid 15. Painted it and sold for $100. I love that design too. That is awesome. Something different. Um, Framed paint sold for 58. I think I bought it at an auction and it was part of a lot. I didn't give much for it, I'm sure. Took a few months to finally sell. Flea Bodies Antique Mall and Auction House in Wilmington, North Carolina. Beautiful. Vintage scales bought for 16, sold for $65. That thrifty girl located in Lexington, Kentucky. Beautiful. And I love, I've only found a pair of scales like that once, but those are always going to be popular. So, of course, grab those if you can. Okay, next up, bought for $95 and sold for $195. Witherspoon's Antique Mall in Granbury, Texas. Who wouldn't want to just make a quick $100 flip on something like this? That is so cool. 1968 Joel Myers Blenco yellow vase purchased for 50 cents. Yes, 50 cents. Had price for 225, took an offer of 180. Wild at Heart shops at Apple Tree Antique Gallery in Bethany, Oklahoma. Beautiful. I don't know that I would have looked twice at that. I do see the glass bubbles. I will tell you there are several glass communities on Facebook. You can always post in our community if you ever have a question. But the people that really know glass are in those specific glass communities. And would you know to mark this at 225 or even 180? I absolutely wouldn't have. That is an awesome sale. And oh, this is another look at it. Look how big it is. Maybe I would have been able to look at maybe I would have been able to notice that one. That is huge. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense now for $180. That's beautiful. Okay, wood shelf bought for $40, sold for $100. Booth name is Modern Day Vintage, located at Railroad Town Antique Mall in Grand Island, Nebraska. Then don't we love those quick flips to make a quick 60 bucks? I'll take that all day long. Bought for $3, sold for just over 50. Was this hot hat ornament? Oh my gosh, I wonder who got that as their Christmas gift. The Cottage Cure, located in Fox Lake County Antique Mall. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. The Cottage Cure is so active in the group, and I just love them. But I've never had to pronounce where you're from. Sorry if I messed that up. Okay, so this free Ethan Allen Hutch base sold for $345. My shop is located in North Central Massachusetts, home at the Cooperage, Townsend, Massachusetts. If I'm sure you all know about Ethan Allen, if you see it, look it up. It's probably worth quite a bit of money. That's beautiful. Not vintage, but new 8-foot pre-lit Christmas tree. Paid $5, sold for $89. Booth name number 8, location Central Station Furniture and Flea Market, Hot Springs, Arkansas. That's a great price for a Christmas tree. Honestly, even when you go to Goodwill, like they price their new Christmas trees like insane. So that's a great sale, especially for $5. Arnell's owl clock found in a box of old owl stuff that I found on Facebook Marketplace for $15, sold for $80. Booth Vintage Suzette at Homestead Relics Vintage Market in Silverton, Oregon. Beautiful. I love that. That is so like flashback to the 70s. So the whole woodland tree with everything on it, $90. The Vintage Exchange, Howard Lake, Minnesota. That reminds me, I saw somebody the other day just with a truck with a tree in their truck and it was full of decorations. I'm like, that's the way to do it. Instead of having to decorate every year, just buy a tree with all the decorations on it. Make life a little bit easier. Awesome sale though. My Hoosier cabinet paid $120 and sold for $320. My booth is in America's Antique Mall in Algonquin, Illinois. Brand new mall. Come see my booth in 12. Beautiful. Can't imagine having a Hoosier cabinet. That would be so cool, and I would want to keep it for sure. But that's a great sale. 1964 Jackie Kennedy morning head vase. No cost to me. Sold for $125. My booth is McCondy Hill at Bits and Pieces LLC, West Point, Mississippi. How beautiful. Vintage carousel horse. I paid $10, cleaned it up and repainted what was needed. Sold for $80. Fairview, Michigan, Love Inc. Recreation Shop. This is a consignment shop. They have a non-selling group page on Facebook. Cool. Beautiful. I mean, even interested in what you had to paint because that looks kind of like an intricate paint job. So excellent sale there. Christmas tree cookie jar. Oh, it is so beautiful. From 1958, no maker listed, bought for 30 and sold for 65. Booth 6 West at Gaslight Antiques in Minocqua, Wisconsin. I bought this bar cart for $80 on Facebook Marketplace and sold it for $165. Gardena Homes at Hudson Antique Market in Wichita, Kansas. Booth 1973. It looks like it's in perfect shape. That is beautiful. This sold so quickly, I couldn't get a photo of it in my booth. $50 antique drop leaf table from Facebook Marketplace, sold for $300. Gardena Homes at Hudson Antique Market in Wichita, Kansas, booth 137. Love when that happens that it sells so quickly. That is an awesome sell. Framed tapestry remnant bought at a garage shop for $20 and sold for $50. And this is the same booth, Gardena Homes at Hudson Antique Market in Wichita, Kansas, booth 137. Beautiful. This vintage Turkish prayer rug purchased for $58 on Etsy on clearance. Sold for $98. Displayed on an antique ladder in my booth. Gardena Homes at Hudson Antique Market in Wichita, Kansas. And I will show you, they shared a picture as well of how it was displayed. And how unique is that? I love it. So pretty. This massive basket was part of a bulk purchase from an online estate sale auction. $2 for a lot of 10 baskets. Sold this one for $50 at an outdoor sale our market had. Gardena Homes at Hudson Antique Market in Wichita, Kansas, booth 137. Can you imagine 10 baskets for $2? That is the best thing about online estate sale auctions. Same vendor, this hinged candelabra can be positioned to be circular or rotated to be semicircle. Purchased for $25 from a local estate sale, sold for $50. Gardena Homes at Hudson Antique Market in Wichita, Kansas, booth 137. Beautiful. Paid $75 for it, sold quickly at $300. Whitefinch Vintage in Springfield, Missouri. Look how beautiful that is. Yeah, that is gorgeous. This quilt was a part of a 5 quilt lot. I paid $161 for them. So this was about $36. I moved it from hanging in the corner of my booth to the wooden chest where it sold for $125. My business is Shelfay Designs and Finds, located at the Queen of Hearts in Marietta, Georgia. Look for SFAY on the East Bay aisle. And so I believe, yeah, she did share another picture, and this is that quilt that sold for $125. Awesome sale there. Big Mama's Table booth, number 885, Everybody's Antiques in El Dorado, Arkansas. I paid $25 for both and sold both for $100. Who isn't looking for blow molds this time of the year? That is such a cool find. Love those carolers. Awesome sale. An awesome find, too. Big Mama's Table, booth 885, Everybody's Antiques in El Dorado, Arkansas. Paid $15 for the vanity and $10 for the mirror. Sold for $156. I had a sale going on in my booth. Still a great price even with the sale though. That's a beautiful little set there. Same vendor, Big Mama's Table, booth 885, Everybody's Antiques in El Dorado, Arkansas. This was just a box of drawers and a storage unit my husband bought. We put a new top on it and tall hairpin legs and made it an entry table, and it sold for $80. That's awesome. That's so cool. Nice to have somebody handy around that can do those sort of things for you. Vintage 1950s Grant Batteries advertising thermometer. Paid 20, sold for $79.95. Don and Peg's Memorable Treasures, booth number 48 at the Shed 1519, Mayor Road, Altoona, Wisconsin. And I completely missed it when you mentioned this, but there is a somewhat long but interesting story on how we acquired the piece. Um, Absolutely, I'm interested. I'm always interested in hearing about how you found something. If you see this video, please let us know in the comments below what the story is on how you found this super cool thermometer. I sold this adorable children's dresser, paid $35 and sold for $220. Oregon City Antiques in Oregon City, Oregon. That was an awesome little flip there. And look at that markings on the table, on the dresser, really pretty. Great find. I sold this oak sideboard for $200. I paid $75. I decided to part with it because the bottom wasn't useful in displaying. I completely understand that. I'm in Ferry Street Antique Mall, Sedro-Woolley, Washington. Beautiful. Look at the ornate carvings on the front of that. That's beautiful. And I understand having to part with it because of the bottom wasn't useful in displaying, but it still looked really good. 1950s radio and phonograph console. My husband did the repairs to get it all in working condition. Just wow. Thanks, husband. A free find sold for $250. Vintage works at the Antique Gallery of Lewisville, Texas. Oh my gosh, that is just incredible. Why don't they make stuff like that anymore? Like, come on, guys. This chair sold for $50, paid $5 at a yard sale on half price day. The City Chick Corner Cottage booth, 5232, located in the Shed, Paducah, Kentucky. Beautiful. And I do love that. I forget what that design is called on the fabric, but that is gorgeous. Vintage Schoolhouse wall map sold for $65. I found it in a pile of items a teacher at my school was about to take to the dumpster. Big Mill Artisans and Antiques in Fort Payne, Alabama. You might know that's my hometown. That's where I'm from, and I haven't visited there recently. I need to schedule a trip. I had a wow month of sales in November. I did sell 3 chairs too cheap, impatient. Yeah, I get that. Here's photos with red dots on my items that sold. I will put the list in comments. My December is dismal so far, even with additional booth is good in good location. My business is Beach House Vintage, Florida, and I'm at Wildwood Antique Mall in Vero Beach, Florida. So here's what sold. Anthro round mirror sold for $149, paid 10. And so I don't know, is that anthropology? Seashell box sold $225, paid 60. Curry and Company Beluga Whale sold 88, paid 10. That's awesome. Seahorse lamp sold 135, paid 20. Oh, you know what? I thought I had separated the pictures, but I didn't. But you can see if you look closely. So the tropical barrel chair sold for 95, paid 10. The rattan barrel chair sold 165, paid 10. Rattan 70 screen sold 125, paid 80. The white spindle chair sold 136, paid 30. White sofa table sold 225, paid 40. Yes, I'd say that's an awesome month. A lot of rattan, a lot of boho type things, and of course, beach because you're right there on the beach. Awesome sales. One of a kind finds junk teak located in Collector's Bazaar, Quakertown, PA. Cream cabinet paid $7, sold for 75. There are a few, so hang tight. 10-point buck, one on a bet. I'd like to hear more about that. Sold for 195. Christmas tree paid $5, sold for 56. Heater free, sold for 65. Oh, this is the one that I split up all the pictures. So this is the same one of a kind finds, junk teak. The crystal glasses, 10 of them free, got them free, sold for 100. The small sled paid $5, sold for $65. This bench paid $5, sold for $65. This wicker chair paid $12, sold for $50. Two large sleds paid $10 each, sold for $80 each. And this lingerie chest got free, sold for $145. This dresser mirror box got free, sold for $55. This wicker cabinet got from trash. Sold for $99. I apologize for the bad pictures. They're not bad at all. I did cut them up so we could kind of get a closer look at them. I would be there with you pulling that out of the trash for sure. So that was a lot to get there. I apologize for messing up anything, and especially the town names. It's funny when you're in the moment. You think you could say it, but you can't. So thanks so much for watching. Join our community and subscribe. So I will see you on the next one. And if you like videos like this, I'll link some of our past months where members have shared what they sold over $50 as well. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.